gold and silver acquisitions by the world central banks and the sovereign wealth funds and the family offices and the commercial banks, and it's all coming from the top down and leading down the exchanges, and it hasn't found its way yet into the retail space. And I find it to be perplexing. I'm surprised it hasn't. I can only say so many times that you're not going to find a better opportunity to buy if that's what you want to do to protect yourself from what is coming. And if you don't see what's coming, you're really not paying very close attention.
Andy Schectman delves deep into the global financial landscape, shedding light on a significant yet overlooked shift in precious metal acquisitions. He emphasizes the alarming trend of gold and silver hoarding by central banks, sovereign wealth funds, family offices, and commercial banks. Schectman's insights paint a picture of a world in flux, with massive implications for individual financial security. As he unravels this complex scenario, Schectman challenges us to pay attention, urging us to grasp the urgency of the situation. He points out a paradigm shift where gold stability trumps that of the U.S. Treasury market, indicating an unprecedented change in the economic landscape. The discussion pivots to China's potential role, suggesting a revaluation of precious metals and a strategic arbitrage that could reshape the market entirely. But the most intriguing part is yet to come. Schectman hints at secretive global meetings, the consolidation of power, and the impending emergence of a new world order. The world, as he warns, is on the brink of transformation, and the revelations in the upcoming moments promise to be nothing short of astonishing. Stay tuned for the startling conclusion that could reshape your understanding of the future.
What you just said about this the C40 is startling, and a lot of the things that I was talking about 2-3 years ago, people probably thought that'll never happen. Just like people say we'll never lose the world reserve currency status, and recency bias, normalcy bias, all of these things we talk about, you're going to start to see a change in attitude. And I think a real good example of that is for the first time in 45 years, gold has less downside volatility than the U.S. Treasury market. What does that tell you? It tells you that this is a once-in-a-generation shift. And if the Chinese start playing this card of repricing gold and silver there much higher than the West, all of the metal will arbitrage from the West to the East. Is that why Jamie Dimon was recently in China to discuss this? Because it's not like Miles Franklin could start shipping gold and silver to China, but if you have the permits, like JP Morgan does, to trade all around the globe, well, you sure could take delivery on COMEX, take delivery off the LBMA, and ship it across the globe to Asia, where it will be more fairly priced. And once they own it all, then they control the price. So yeah, it's one of these deals where it's a battle with your psyche, with your gut, when you see things behave the way they have in a world that's lost its bearings. But trust your gut, have strong fingertips, because little by little by little, the pieces all come together, or little by little by little, that Jenga tower is wobbling. And when that final piece is pulled, or when the puzzle is finally completed, the unions are in place, the security, the military is in place, the size and scope of the group is in place to where they could issue a common settlement currency. Well, all of these things are in place. It'll happen all at once. And until then, it will be a lonely existence, having the feelings that you do that no one understands. But I think they're starting to feel something's not right. And that's the first step. And where we go from here, I guess only time will tell. You have to accept things are changing, and there's nothing we can do about it. And either you prepare and embrace it and prepare and survive, maybe even potentially thrive a little bit. But I think we are heading into a period of time where the world will be a very different place, and people will look back on what you have done and hopefully what I've contributed a little bit, and be thankful that they listen, because the majority of people in this country do not have a clue what is bearing down upon them, and it's just getting started.
In this next segment, Andy Schectman delves into the intricate web of global economic shifts. Schectman highlights the erosion of trust in the global financial system, emphasizing the pivotal role of commodities, blockchain technology, and transparency in restoring faith in a seemingly trustless society. He delves into the imminent challenges faced by institutions, predicting a future marked by bank failures and chaos, where traditional trust in financial institutions wanes. Schectman underscores the significance of gold as a reliable asset, a tangible proof of work and a hedge against counterparty risk in an uncertain world. Moreover, Schectman sheds light on the unsustainable nature of current fiscal policies, criticizing decisions that prioritize foreign aid over domestic financial stability. With a critical eye, he dissects the flawed monetary and fiscal policies that have led to ballooning debts and unfunded liabilities. In his fervent analysis, Schectman stresses the undervalued status of silver, positioning it as a fundamental asset with unmatched potential. His insights serve as a wake-up call, urging viewers to reevaluate their understanding of the global financial landscape and consider the implications of these profound shifts.
Because it's not just it's the governments. We used to live it is a global world where everyone plays in the same sandbox. But now people want to take their toys and go home because no one trusts anyone any longer, and at least the West. And that's what I think the BRICS are attempting to do. People always say, who's going to trust China? Who's going to trust Russia? If you use commodities, as Zoltan Pozar said, if you have transparency, if you use blockchain, if you use auditing, if you do it right, you can reestablish trust in what is a trustless society right now. No one trusts anyone or anything. Everyone is skeptical and everyone's a cynic. And I understand that. But you're right. The removal of counterparty risk to me is going to be the buzzword as we move forward, as institutions start to really run into big trouble. And I think you're going to see more and more institutions run into big trouble. And I will say it again. It's going to happen with a bank bail-in. A bank bail-in. People don't know what that is. It's law. The fact that Silicon and Signature and the others were bailed out, that's wrong. And it will not happen going forward when more and more of these banks go by the wayside as rates continue to rise. You're going to see it. And that's when it's going to become chaotic. And if you can't even trust your bank, who can you trust? Where can you trust to put your money? And that's what gold is. It's proof of work. It's removal of counterparty risk. And as Doug Casey has made famous, it's an asset, one of the few, one of the only that is not simultaneously someone else's liability. And I think that accounts for a lot in a world that is searching for trust. And I honestly, truly believe it is. It's just beginning. What do you think there's a coincidence that it's tier one? Do you think it's coincidence that the central banks are buying more than ever? I mean, it's not coincidence. They understand that the system is already bankrupt. And we're running a Ponzi scheme, Janet. Yellen admitted that by saying we would default if we didn't raise the debt ceiling. That's a Ponzi scheme. No, you stop spending. You cut debt. That's how you fix your balance sheet. I mean, what would you do if Visa doesn't up your credit limit? Are you just going to default? No, you cut other areas and you make it work. Well, if you pride yourself at being the world reserve currency, then that's what you do. No, instead, you furlough your own people and you give millions and billions of dollars to the Ukraine in a battle that we should have nothing to do with. We should all be sympathetic about the atrocities of war, but what we are doing is so upside down, I can't even believe it. Each piece is part of a bigger whole, and that whole is growing and growing and growing. And I know I'm repetitive and redundant in the things I'm saying. I need to bash this through people's head. And to me, it is so obvious what is happening. I hope by now people are opening their eyes and seeing it for themselves. Just look at this piece. Shut down the government, but continue to fund the Ukraine. Is there something wrong with that when we are 33 trillion in debt with 120 trillion in unfunded liabilities on top of it? We're broke, we're insolvent, and we're stupid as heck in the way that we are running our monetary and fiscal policy. So I still think silver is the most undervalued asset on the planet. I don't think there's anything even as close to has the fundamentals that silver offers.
Thank you for tuning in to this eye-opening analysis. We hope you found this discussion insightful and thought-provoking. Remember, understanding the complexities of the financial landscape is crucial in making informed decisions about your investments. If you appreciated the insights shared in this video, don't forget to hit the like button, subscribe to our channel, and click on the notification bell so you never miss an update. Share your thoughts and questions in the comments below. We love hearing from our viewers. Stay informed, stay vigilant, and most importantly, stay ahead in your financial journey. Until next time, take care and invest wisely.